Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Ask Juan and G. For those of you that don't know, I'm Juan,
I'm G.
and this is G. Um, we're just gonna dive right into this week's question. If you don't have anything else you want to say,
No.
um, so this question states, "I have a question." Obviously, huh? One of the members of my congregation came up to me and asked me how does he explain to his parents that he's attracted to men. Since his family is so rooted in the church, he doesn't want to be disowned by his family, but he wants them to accept him for who he is. Can you help me, please?
Um,
You want to take
I
that first?
yeah, I would say quite simply, you may not be able to have both. You may have to make a choice. Is it important for you to accept yourself for who you are, or is it more important for your family to accept you for a person that you're not?
Hmm.
I think that you simply, if you're ready to be who you truly are, you have to tell those people around you, those who love you, and that includes your family, what the deal is, and that's really their choice to accept you or not. It might be a hard, pill to swallow. I know a lot of us go through this in our community, but that's just the reality of it. You have to, at the end of the day, you have to be yourself, and they have to get with the program or not. If they're not with the program, then maybe they won't be that good for your life anyway if they can't accept you for who you are. And lastly, before Juan gives his piece, it might not be as bad as he thinks. We always think it's going to be this big old to do. And yeah, it might be a shock for them at first, but usually, the family comes around. Hopefully, his family will come around, but at the end of the day, he has to be true to himself.
Well said. I first of all, I feel very passionately about this situation because number one, I also grew up in the church, um, and we all know how church people could be. So you should never base something that you want to do within your life that's going to bring you happiness, that's going to bring you freedom based on someone's religion. Because there's no arguing with somewhat what someone thinks if it's rooted in the Bible. They're going to see it that way, and that's going to be the only way. That's what I found. Number two, as it relates to gayness in the church and religion, that's another losing argument for both sides, whether you're arguing for it or against it, because what I believe is what I believe. No one's going to change my mind. What the Christian believe is what they believe. Nothing's going to change their mind. However, as it relates to family, I think it's a slippery slope because while I think their mind won't necessarily change, because I've had family members who prayed for me to still be straight, even though they say they accept my gayness and they accept me in my marriage. But that's another thing. You have to accept it within yourself that hey, I'm a gay man. I'm proud. I want to be out. It's going to make me happy, and I can't suffer to make someone else happy. We live our lives for other people. We find ourselves living our lives for other people when we stay in the closet. We're torturing ourselves in order for someone else to be more comfortable. And that's just not right. That's not fair to you. And that's really not fair to the other person because you're not really giving all of yourself. So I say, though it may be rough, it's going to be rough and it's going to be tough. That first word where you say I is the hardest word that you're ever going to say when you're going to say I'm gay to someone who doesn't know. But it gets easier. That's going to be the hardest part. So once you get over that hurdle, the rest is pretty much, I would say, downhill.
Very well
What do you
said.
think? I would love to know though how this works out. So Christopher Taylor, you're the gentleman who wrote in about the member of your congregation. If you could follow up with us and let us know if he did in fact come out to his family and if they disowned him or not. I have a feeling that they won't, but
Yeah, I mean, you just never know, but
hopefully.
hopefully them disowning him doesn't mean more to him. Not disowning him doesn't mean more to him just being who he is, because he will never be happy that way. You can be happy without your family.
I was just about to say I want to echo what you said because the way I live my life now, and I don't care who you are, mother, brother, sister, cousin, friend down the street, uncle, husband. If you don't like who I am authentically, then I really don't need you in my life.
Yeah,
And it's just
not
as
worth
simple
it.
as that. I'm done with living for other people, and I'm done making myself unhappy just to make you a little more happier in your own miserable
And a
life.
little bit more comfortable, but it's
Right.
you can be happy without your family, but you cannot be happy with yourself if you're not being yourself, even though you have family around. You're probably not happy now. That's why this is bothering you. So
Hello, somebody.
just do the damn thing.
Hopefully that helps. This has been another episode of Ask Juan and G. We thank you and we ask you to keep sending us those questions.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye.
for now. Love you all.